It's time for the One Bar and Lupagus Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
Hello and welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus, and with training camp just looming around the corner, figured it's time to whip out the rest of these training camp previews, these battles that we've been talking about. And today we're looking at the big, beefy men in the middle, those defensive tackles. Before I start talking about those men with the large tuchuses and milkers, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like our vids. Again, we'll keep pumping out Viking content every single day. That is our lifelong mission and goal and dream. All right, so let's talk about the defensive tackles this year that are going to be in the Minnesota Vikings 2020 roster. First of all, let's just make it known last year they kept 6. So that's the number we're going to go off for this year. They're going to also keep 6. The one who I think is for surely in more than anybody else is obviously Michael Pierce. The Vikings just went out and signed this guy to be their new run stuffer, the new Linval Joseph, who's basically just a younger version of Linval. Though it does need to be mentioned that the last couple of years, Linval Joseph has outproduced Michael Pierce. But we'll see what kind of numbers he can put up in Mike Zimmer's scheme. Maybe it's a little more attacking style than how he was using in Baltimore. But again, this guy's a major force against the run. He'll be fun to watch, and I'm excited to have him on the purple. I think the other guy who's definitely safe is Armon Watts. This rookie came on last year, midway through the year, played very well, kind of made some big plays, had a couple sacks, had that pass that was swatted down that Anthony Harris took back to the house. He's just one of these guys who gets out there, things seem to happen. He can play a little penetrating 3 technique. He can plug the run, a little bit of, versatile, kind of a hybrid player. So I think he's safe. He's definitely going to make the team. The rookie 4th rounder, James Lynch from Baylor, I think is pretty much a lock to make the team unless he completely steps on his dick and looks horrible. It's pretty rare when a 4th round pick does get cut. So I think Lynch, as long as he, looks decent, progresses well, he is definitely a lock to make this team. So those are the 3 I think are for sure in. I'm going to put Jaleel Johnson in this category as well. Again, he's kind of like Watts, where he's a bit of a hybrid. He can, be the run stuffer. He can cause some penetration. 2 reasons why I like Jaleel Johnson maybe bust out a little bit more this year. He did, have a decent season last year, 3.5 sacks. But he's also in a contract year. So this guy's playing for money. He's playing to feed his family. He's playing for that big fat check. Hopefully he's motivated. And, and he's just ready to come out and play and dominate. I think these 3 will be competing to be the guy lining up next to Michael Pierce as the 3 technique defensive tackle, whether it's Johnson, Watts, or Lynch. This guy's job is going to be to get after that quarterback, create interior pressure, disruption, just cause that ruckus. And I think any of these guys can do it. And this is going to be the main battle, I think, in camp to watch as far as who's going to start. The other battle is going to be just who's going to make the team. So basically, there's those 4 are in. There's 2 more positions up for grabs. That would be 3 guys battling for that. So you got Shamar Stefan, Jalen Holmes, and Hercules Marafa. And, maybe some people are surprised to hear Shamar Stefan on this list. But you can't sugarcoat it. The guy was a complete turd last year. He came in, it's supposed to be the big run stuffer next to Linval, making it impossible for teams to run against us. That was not the case. Shamar Stefan was easily moved around. He started 15 games for us last year. He had just 21 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. He just wasn't himself, wasn't the player we saw when he left in 2017. Hell, he wasn't even the player the Seahawks had last year. So Shamar Stefan, by no means a lock to make this team. I think he actually probably is a favorite to not make the team. I could definitely see the Vikings going younger instead of keeping Stefan around. So if he actually makes the team, I think that'll be a mild surprise, really. So I'm going to say he's out. Jalen Holmes, another guy who's been completely underwhelming since the Vikings took him back in 2018. He was a defensive end at Ohio State. They moved him inside, thinking he could be the guy who is that disruptor. But what has he done in 2 years? He's had 1 sack, 7 total tackles. I don't know what it is. This guy just doesn't have it. I mean, he's been working with Andre Patterson. Usually he can turn, he can work magic on these guys and make them just, live up to their potential. And so whatever reason, that's not happening with Holmes. So I think it's going to come down. I don't know. Maybe the Vikings still believe in him. I think he's got a better shot than Stefan if he shows a little bit. in this preseason, but he's going to have to work his butt off because he's way behind. He's very disappointing. Probably one of the biggest disappointments on the Vikings' current roster right now. If he doesn't show up, he gets cut. I mean, he'll be one of the bigger fourth-round busts the Vikings have had in recent years. And the last guy is Hercules Matafa. You know, interesting guy. You know, he did bulk up this season, so maybe he's ready to go. Great preseason last year, but when the game started to count, he kind of faded out, didn't really show up. So again, another kind of a long shot there. I don't know, you know, how it's going to go out. He's really got to play out of his head to make the team. So of those two, actually, I like the younger two better than Stefan making it. So maybe Matafa and Holmes do make the team again this year if the Vikings do end up keeping 6, which, you know, they may not do. They may only choose to keep 5. I mean, I should mention David Moa, the Mo Constrictor, too. I mean, he's an extreme long shot, probably more of a practice squatter this year, but for some reason, if he impresses, you know, maybe he can make it too. But I think your 4 guys who are safe are going to be Michael Pierce, just to review, Michael Pierce, Armon Watts, Jaleel Johnson, and James Lynch. Then you got 3 guys fighting for 2 jobs with Shamar Stefan, Jalen Holmes, and Hercules Matafa. Personally, I like Matafa and Holmes to get those spots over Stefan, but again, the Vikings could definitely choose to keep 5 and, you know, maybe keep an extra defensive end or something else this year. So, all right, that is the training camp preview with the defensive tackles. Battles to watch are going to be, you know, for that starting spot next to Michael Pierce, because right now that's completely up in the air, and then just, you know, who's going to run out the depth chart. So, all right, Lupagus, that's me, and I'm going to go say goodbye, and we'll talk to you guys later.